You know, selling a home is a significant decision and can be stressful even during the best of times. That said, selling a home during a recession can be especially stressful. A recession can lead to a decline in the housing market, decreased confidence among home buyers, and a lack of demand for homes. However, there are 4 steps you as a homeowner can take to prepare to sell a home during a recession and increase your chances of success. Hi, this is Robert C. Baker with Move to Chattanooga and United Real Estate Experts, and thank you for watching. Before exploring the strategies for selling a home during a recession, it's important to understand the current economic climate in the U.S. and the likelihood of recession in 2023. There are several factors that contribute to a potential recession, including rising interest rates, trade tensions, and an aging workforce. We'll get a more precise definition of a recession in just a moment. According to a recently revised report by the National Association for Business Economics, 58% of economists surveyed believe that a recession will occur in 2023. 1/3 of economists who responded to the survey think that a recession will occur in the second quarter of this year, while 1/5 believe it will occur in the third quarter. What is a recession? A recession is a business cycle contraction that occurs when there is a general decline in economic activity. Recessions generally occur when there is a widespread drop in spending, which can be triggered by events such as a financial crisis, perhaps the recent collapse of Silicon Valley Bank serves as an example, trade shocks, or even some sort of economic or natural disaster. A more precise definition of recession is a significant widespread decline in economic activity lasting 2 or more months and which affects real GDP, real income, employment, production, and sales. Say, if you're getting value out of this content, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Now, a lot of recession talk has been brought about by analysts who look at inverted treasury yields, and I even mentioned in my last video that the 10-year, 2-year spread has been in negative territory since July of last year. This negative rate spread is considered by many to be a reliable predictor of recessions. But folks are not talking merely about inverted treasury yields. They're also talking about the actions of the U.S. Federal Reserve, and more specifically about hawkish comments by Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, who after a recent hot CPI print reiterated the Fed's commitment to reducing inflation by jacking up the Fed funds rate. Commenting on the Fed's commitment to raise rates, which may contribute to a recession, T.S. Lombard's chief economist Stephen Blitz said, "There is no exit from the raising of rates until Powell does create a recession, till unemployment goes up." But even if a recession is not a certainty, it's important for homeowners to be prepared for the possibility of recession in 2023 when selling their home. One of the most critical decisions for homeowners when selling their home in a recession is when to list their home for sale. Homeowners may be tempted to wait until the economy improves before putting their home on the market. However, this may not be the best strategy. Waiting for the economy to improve may take months or even years, and homeowners may miss out on potential buyers in the meantime. By listing a home for sale sooner rather than later, homeowners can take advantage of the current demand for homes and increase their chances of selling their home before a recession hits. While a recession can lead to a decline in the housing market, there may still be buyers looking for homes during this time. Additionally, there may be fewer homes on the market during a recession, which can increase demand for homes that are available. When listing a home for sale during a recession, it is essential to price the home correctly. Homeowners should avoid the temptation of overpricing their home and instead list their home with a price that is realistic and achievable in the current market. Overpricing a home can dampen interest from potential buyers and result in a longer time spent on the market, and this can further decrease the home's perceived value. I'll be blunt, the longer a home sits on the market, the less value potential buyers believe the home has. Now let me say this, if you're thinking about selling your home now, but you're experiencing a bit of regret because you didn't put your home on the market last year when prices were hot, you aren't alone. A lot of sellers this year feel that way. Some sellers, however, are tempted to think that if a property similar to theirs sold, let's say for $500,000 in June of 2022, their home would command the same price today. That may or may not be the case. Now, it's true that in the greater Chattanooga, Tennessee area, some homes, let's say new homes or homes with significant upgrades, located in certain neighborhoods and so on, are selling over ask with multiple offers and even on the same day. That's still happening here in the end of March of 2023. There is no guarantee that that's going to continue to happen. Take into account that we're in a new year and that mortgage interest rates at the time of this video are more than twice what they were 2 to 3 years ago. Also take into account that we're in a more traditional seasonal market where prices rise to a peak in June or July and then come down or level off by the end of the year. You have to take all of those things into account when pricing your home, especially when a recession is in view. To determine the right price for a homeowner should work with a real estate agent who understands market volatility. A real estate agent can provide a comparative market analysis or CMA of your home and similar homes in the area to help you to determine the right price for your home. This analysis takes into account the current market conditions and the home's features, including number of beds and baths, square footage, condition, and location. At the end of the day, your real estate agent should give you all the information you need and even suggest a price range for selling your home. But you will be making the final decision as to price. A reputable agent will be upfront and honest with you if he or she thinks the price is too high or too low, but that's rarely the case. In fact, if an agent doesn't give his or her professional opinion about the potential listing price, you may want to look for a different agent. But a reputable agent will also suggest a strategy for amending the list price if the initial list price fails to get a signed offer. In addition to pricing the home correctly, homeowners should also consider making cost-effective updates or upgrades to enhance the marketability of the home. These updates can be as simple as repainting the walls or replacing outdated fixtures, or more significant upgrades like renovating the kitchen or bathrooms. While it may be tempting to make major renovations to the home, it's important to consider the return on investment or ROI for these upgrades. There are a number of inexpensive ways to make your home look and even smell nice and appear fresh, warm, and inviting. These include having all the carpets professionally cleaned, decluttering the home and placing all seldom used items into storage, making an effort to reduce or eliminate pet, smoke, or strong food odors, trimming outdoor landscaping and raking up all the leaves, adding a pot or pots of live flowers near the front doorway or driveway, refinishing the front door and replacing icky door handles, and making sure that all lighting fixtures have a bulb and that they work. These things don't take a lot of money, nor do they take a lot of effort. Homeowners should focus on making updates that are cost-effective and have a high ROI. If you have additional resources to work with, you may want to consider upgrading the kitchen or a bathroom, which can have a significant impact on the home's value and may attract potential buyers. Homeowners should also consider making updates that are popular with buyers, such as energy-efficient appliances or smart home technology. And if you have the funds, you may also consider re-landscaping your front lawn, adding a sprinkler system, replacing your garage doors, adding a backyard patio or deck, refinishing hardwood floors, adding outdoor seating such as a fire pit or a pergola, replacing windows, or maybe even installing a new roof. But bear in mind that when it comes to updating your home, you're looking for a high ROI. The last thing you want to do is spend a lot of money on a home update or remodel that A, has little or no positive impact on price, and or B, does little or nothing to draw potential buyers to your property. This is where knowing your neighborhood comes in. Before you list, visit your neighbors' homes. Do none of your neighbors have an outdoor pool? If you're planning to sell your home, you don't need to put one in. Now, what if your home doesn't sell during a recession? If a homeowner is unable to sell their home during a recession, renting the home may be a viable option. Renting the home can provide a steady source of income while the homeowner waits for the economy to improve and the housing market to recover. Additionally, renting the home can allow the homeowner to hold the property and potentially sell it for a higher price sometime in the future. If you do decide to rent, work with a property management company to help you find tenants and manage the property. A property management company can handle tasks like tenant screening, rent collection, and property maintenance, which can make the process a lot easier. Be sure that you compare rates, however, and do your due diligence before contracting with a management company or with any company for that matter. Marketing your home effectively is likewise an important step in a recession when buyers may be cautious about spending money. It goes without saying that social media can play an important role in that regard. Don't underestimate the reach of YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok in marketing your property. Real estate agents should be familiar with and utilize at least some of these in marketing your home. But marketing begins with the appearance of the home. Homes that are clean, in good repair, are clutter-free, look good in still photography, in video, and in drone photography and video. As the saying goes, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, so don't be stressed out if your home isn't perfect. Also, don't expect a lot of edits from the photographer or videographer. In fact, given that all representations of the home, including words, photography, and video, must be truthful, don't expect any edits that would create a false impression of your home. But when it comes to your home, if you'll put in a little creativity and some elbow grease, and maybe a few bucks here and there, the camera will pick that right up. So make it pretty. Are you worried about having your home inspected after you list it for sale? You don't have to be. Watch this video next.